Folks, welcome to the Chef Fit Show. Another episode. Cleaning up at the moment with the Chef Fit Show. On today's episode, we have got Chris Glenn. And Chris has been a guy who was with me in Chef Fit from January. And he basically had really overcome a lot of bad habits and gotten into this routine that was quite tough, and we'll dive into it. But the difference that I saw in him was very, very inspiring. And I think this is a really, really important story for you guys to understand and take on board. So Chris, thank you for jumping in, man. Really do appreciate it. So first off, dude, before we even get into results, before we get into the training, just talk to us about your situation as a chef and your background. How long have you been doing it? What are you currently doing now?
Okay, so I've been a chef for 17 years. I'm now in the process of setting up my own business to run a mobile pizza company, as well as working full-time.
What's it called? The
Whisk and Pickle.
Follow them, folks. Follow them.
Instagram, Facebook, get on it. So I've been doing that. But when I first started with you, obviously I was in a bad place, mentally, physically. No energy whatsoever, always tired, always cranky, eating the wrong things, no energy levels at all. And then within a couple of weeks, just noticing the difference straight away, of how much more energy I had. I think, to be honest, I was telling myself that I didn't have time to do the things, but your program makes you realise that you do. It's just a case of changing up there. It's all in your head.
When we were at that point then, Chris, like when we spoke on the phone at first, coming up to that point, where were you at? Like, where was your weight at? Where was the energy at? Where was your frame of mind at?
Weight-wise, I was just over 17 stone. And now just touching 14 stone, 13, so 94 and a half kilo.
Mental. Absolutely mental. Right. And like, talk to me about what did you tried up to that point, Chris, and what had failed?
Mate, I tried everything. I tried Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Atkins, everything, and nothing stayed. It worked for the first couple of weeks, and then as soon as there's nothing really in place, in my opinion, for that kind of thing. It's not a proper program. It's just this is eating healthy. This is actually it's eating proper food. It's nutrition. It's good for you. Makes you feel better. Whereas things with like Slimming World, you're eating just carbs. People are just stacking up on carbs, and you're knackered. It doesn't help you.
Yeah, and and you don't really have an understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it, or what habits you're going to break, and all of that.
Yeah, and what your food does to you, what putting in your body does to you.
Yeah, big time, man, big time. And like, Chris, obviously you tried a couple of these things to, drop the weight and get yourself into a better place. You were saying though, you got to the point where maybe you didn't have the time to do it, and you were telling yourself this story. Like, talk to me about that for a second.
So as a chef, obviously you're working long hours, so you don't have the time, or you say to yourself, I don't have the time for this. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. You want to do it, you don't do it. But once you actually step out and make that first leap of doing it, you realise that you do have the time, and you want to make time. And it just becomes a routine. It becomes part of your habit. You've got to just break the old habit to start the new habit.
Yeah. And I think as you were saying, it's massively up in your head. And I think that first, that breakthrough, like the important thing, we'll dive into it here. Like you joined us in January, I believe. And when we got started, man, like I can remember some of your live videos where you'd be up at like mental hours, doing your walk, doing your run, positive, ready to go. So talk to me about when you started Chef Fit and you started getting this routine in place and you started making the time. What was the difference between that and before?
Huge. I'd wait. I mean, like you say, I was getting up at 5:30 to go for my runs because I've got 2 kids. To do the job. And the first couple of times, it was hard. But then I was waking up and I was excited to go to bed, to wake up in the morning, to go and do the runs. And I love my running now. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant. It clears your head. I think, to be honest, it's given me that time now to have that headspace. Going on the run gives me the headspace that I didn't have before.
Massive.
So it's like a therapy, basically.
Yeah. Total agreement with you there, man.
Time away from everything else to think.
Yeah, I'm the exact same every morning. And that's what, like, I think that's the important thing of what we're trying to achieve. It's like, make a ritual and make a routine of it. And it's something that you're doing it ahead of time. And it benefits you massively, man. So when you stepped into Chef It, Chris, first off, what was the big struggle for you in the first 2 or 3 weeks, do you think?
I think probably the energy levels that I had, because I didn't have any energy. I hadn't done any exercise for years, so I didn't have that in me. But once I got my energy levels up, it helped to get going. Then it was a kickstart. It made it. It got easier each time. Got easier. Yeah. And you wanted more. You wanted to push yourself harder to get better. And I think the thing with Chef Fit is, I was a bit worried at the start, thinking, well, there's all these other lads that are in there, because not everyone's overweight. Some people just want to
train,
change their mental state and change themselves physically. And I thought, I'm not going to be up to the standards of these guys, but the sense of community, like you I don't know what the word is, like togetherness, the tribe, that everyone spurs each other on, no matter if you're feeling shitty. Speak to them, and everyone's been in the same position, so everyone knows how you're feeling.
Big time, man, 100%. And I think that's a very, very strong motivator and driving you forward. That might seem a bit daunting at first, but it's like you had that around you, that environment. So like that's a massive, massive thing. So Chris, when you went through your time in Chef Fit, like what were the results that we saw?
So I'm a lot more flexible now than I was before. I couldn't even touch my toes. I couldn't even bend over properly without it hurting. And I'm getting there now. Nice. I'm going for my runs. I go at least 3 times a week for a run. I'm doing a lot more exercise. I'm stretching virtually every day.
Yeah.
Food-wise as well, I enjoy. When I started with you, I never ate breakfast for at least 10 years. I very rarely ate lunch. I picked all through the day in the kitchen, and then had a massive meal at for tea, because I was starving, because I hadn't technically eaten.
Yeah.
Now I have breakfast every day, and I get fuming if I haven't missed it. I have my lunch every day. I have 2 snacks a day, and I have my main meal at night.
Mad.
And I've never eaten so much green in my life.
A marriage to spinach. I think we're all in that boat. What's been the result of that though, mate? Like what has that led to in you? So if we're stretching, okay, and we're doing more exercise and we're eating better food, how has that made you feel? What's changed in your life as a result?
It just makes you feel good, mate. It makes you if you're putting crap in your body, you feel crap. If you're putting good in your body, you're gonna feel good.
Yeah.
Mentally, obviously the exercise helps mentally, but the food definitely. If I have something now like a shitty meal, I feel shit afterwards.
Yeah.
I never feel like that if I'm eating good. Never.
Yeah. So you're far more aware of what things are doing to you and what foods are having an impact. And I suppose, Chris, like what was the nutrition like before? So there was no breakfast, it was just picking a shite and lots of sugar.
Yeah. Sugar not so much. I wasn't big on sugar, but bread, massively bread.
Yeah.
Chips I'd eat, because obviously I've got the fryer there with the chips that I'm serving. I'm picking, and I'm probably had like 2 bowls of chips some days without realising.
Yeah.
And it's shocking to think that's what I was doing.
That's all changed. Replacing spinach. Yeah. That's gas, man. So, Chris, I suppose, buddy, like bringing this into the harbour, and in closing, for any chefs that are watching this, that were in a position that you were in, whether that's you're in a dark space, the motivation isn't there, the energy levels are so low that it's basically controlling your life, and they're looking at doing something like Chef It, and they're looking at making this change. Well, maybe they're sitting on the fence and they're unsure. What would your advice feed to them, considering that you maybe were a bit, weary stepping in?
100% go for it. Don't sit on the fence. If you stick to the plan that Cameron sets out for you, it works. I am 100%. I 100% believe that. I'm proof that it works. And I didn't think it would. I thought this is just going to be a load of shite, but we'll just try it. I thought it would just be the same route as everything else, but it's not. I've never done any form of health plan or diet. I mean, I don't call it a diet because I don't think it is a diet. It's just changing your
lifestyle. Yeah.
Your lifestyle, yeah. The way you put it across to chefs, it's idiot proof, and I don't know what the word is. I'm shit at explaining myself, mate. But
all good, bro.
It's easy for us. Do you know what I mean? It comes natural. What you say, it's relatable. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Make it relatable to the situation that we're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's none of all this fucking sins and counting shite and all the rest of it. It's just simple. It works. The formula fucking works.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And you're behind us. You're behind everyone. If everyone puts in the hard work, you will help them. You'll support them. Do you know what I mean? You're brilliant. So I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I think for yourself, Chris, as well, like it's been inspiring to see the change in you. And I suppose some of my really, really bright moments were seeing that in you, whether that was your live videos at 6 o'clock in the morning in the pitch black, in the cold, when you're going for your run, or it's just these seeing the weight coming off, seeing the energy and seeing the motivation and seeing that it blew me away during the journey, man. So listen, I commend you as well, and it takes two to tango. Like, I just opened up the path for you to walk down, but you took the steps, you created your own footsteps. So fair play to you, man. And for any chefs out there that are looking at this, if you continue to believe the story that you can't do it, then you won't do it. And you need to be able to take the chance. You need to not only trust in who's talking to you, but you need to trust yourself and understand that every chef that's in Chef It, Chris included, Chris is running his own business, you know what I mean? And he's got a young family and he's got a huge amount on his plate and a lot to deal with. And he was able to get it done, He was able to push to get that result. You got to look at guys like this and go, holy shit, man, like, it is possible. It is doable. Maybe I can do this. Once you believe that, everything starts to change.
100%.
Everything starts to change. So guys, listen, hit me up if you want to join Chef It, because I'm telling you, like, this is the thing for chefs. And I just want to say thanks to Chris, because it's been a pleasure seeing your results, man. And I appreciate you jumping on and sharing the message with us. All right.
No worries, mate. Cheers, Cam.
Okay, nice one, Chief. Boom, folks. With that in mind, that is the Chef It Show. I'll catch you all very, very soon. Peace.